So finally, straight after I do my video and I'm uploading it, I check my Twitter to see if there's any news while I wait for my video to be uploaded. And I see this post. Now, this again directly tells me and enforces the fact that Royal Rota and that the palace are actually mitigating risk based purely on my request at 9:30 p.m. last night at Snow Commerce, when I exposed the fact that Snow Commerce in writing are the ones responsible for the e-commerce site of As Ever, asking them for the manufacturing address of where the As Ever products are manufactured or made and packaged. That is a legal requirement on a label, on a product label, full stop, period, because especially when it comes to food items, you need to know where the location of manufacture. It's a legal requirement. Now, that request was never answered, and 28 minutes later, Royal Rota posted an exclusive wink wink that stating and implying that Snow Commerce actually, that it's a PR facade, all of it, As Ever, is a whole PR facade. So before then, everyone was convinced of this business. Everyone was upset that Megan was making jam. And of course, as a sole entrepreneur, she was making jam with no help at all, even though the e-commerce office is in Ohio, Cincinnati. Where the fuck, how would you would have an e-commerce site that's not in California? Like, how do they get their products? Like, the freight that in terms of those products going from the manufacturing operations to the e-commerce office to then send to customers? Or how does it work? How's it operating, Anyway, Snow Commerce is operating this e-commerce site, and I ask questions and they don't answer, and 28 minutes later, Royal Rota have implied that that Snow Commerce is running As Ever, a PR facade rather than an actual business and operations, and not even selling products for Meghan Markle. So they've completely mitigated risk, panicked, because I've asked for a legal requirement, that is a manufacturing location address. And they didn't mention at all my request regarding the actual specific topic of manufacturing address. But they did mention Snow Commerce and tried to throw Snow Commerce and Meghan Markle under the bus. This is Royal Rota Daily Mail. But today they've had Elizabeth Holmes, I don't know who the fuck she is, but basically a controlled account, I think it's through her Instagram, mention about the manufacturing location, directly showing me that and exposing that this is all about my question and my request, and everything that you're seeing now regarding Snow Commerce and Meghan Markle and As Ever, and it being a fraud, wasn't intended and wasn't planned, and is a response, or really a reaction 28 minutes later to my request by Snow Commerce to give me a legal requirement. Because that would then legitimize the business as actually operating and functioning. Because at that point, beforehand, I was only responding to a controlled account stating that she had purchased these products and stating that it was fact that Meghan Markle was operating this business, and that anyone questioning that it wasn't operating was a conspiracy, which I wasn't even a part of that point. But I'm like, well, how can you if you actually don't have any proof of the operations of the business? So, and then it went from there. So this Elizabeth Holmes has started with saying she's now under instruction, of course. This can only be under instruction because this is also a false statement and unlawful. She's stating that she's found out through all of, she's saying that people have contacted her, all of these followers and affiliates have contacted her that have received products from Meghan. When? How? What? Within a couple of hours? You get literally people, why would they want to contact you? Why would they want to contact you and tell you about the manufacturing address? Oh, it's just a fucking retard. This is just so retarded. I can't believe I'm even having to discuss this. She's saying that people have given her the shipping notices mean the manufacturing location of Meghan Markle's products and production of As Ever products, trying to legitimize and convince you it's real. She's saying that because of the shipping notices and the origins of the shipping notice in, in Illinois, Nashville, that she's assuming and she's proving with a rabbit hole, that the manufacturing operations are in Illinois, in Nashville, of As Ever. Right? And she keeps going, ooh, it's so much drama. It's so real. We are in a different middle of nowhere town. There's nothing there. So curious why she is choosing here. Wowee. It's just absolute shit. Because, and then she's trying to guesstimate which warehouse. This is how ridiculous this is, right? So she's actually responding and mitigating. She's instructed to mitigate the risk. Now, they had a controlled account, PR pleb, state this rather than Snow Commerce answering my request. Not shady at all. No, not at all. What I want to point out is this very same woman, only within the last 24 hours, I think, she received Meghan Markle's full product line and she did a whole video on it, right? So this is why she thinks she's relevant and why they're instructing her to pull another PR stunt. Because she needs to legitimize these products because she's pretending like she's received them, like she's ordered them and received them. But the thing is, let me go back. The thing is, by law, legally, they need to have the manufacturing address on the product label that she has in her fucking kitchen and that she can hold in her hands. Her deflecting and redirecting, saying that it's based on the shipping notices and people coming to her to talk to her about the manufacturing location and, oh, it's a rabbit hole. Oh, I'm so curious. What shall we do now? How shall we investigate and look over there? And be completely distracted and no one's liable for it and not apply any critical thinking and be completely brainwashed by my bullshit. All of this, when she could just look at the product. She should be able to look at the product, look at the label under the barcode or under the ingredients list, and have the manufacturing address, location address listed there. A legal requirement. And she can't because they were never sold to her, because it is a PR construct like Royal Rota is now trying to mitigate and blame Meghan on and Snow Commerce on. But really, they're just trying to control their own narrative. And this whole thing is a PR machine propaganda, controlled and steered by community accounts. You now have community accounts. I was just told Royal Rogue is now talking about Snow Commerce, mentioning that they manufactured that Snow Commerce, an e-commerce company, manufactured the products. That's nuts. That is just stupidity. That's complete steering. If that is true, if he did state that, that is just instruction. That is just stupidity. That's saying you have an office within a factory, an office controlling an online platform of e-commerce. Nothing to do with manufacturing operations. Absolutely nothing to do with it. If you've got any of these accounts discussing this right now and making it like it's some sort of reveal, it's because I simply requested for a manufacturing address to legitimize this business. And now you'll see everything collapsing around as ever. And it was not intended, because before my request, all of this was about as ever and the PR launching and more Instagram posts of Megan and hating on Megan, the fact that she's posting more, and her fake friends, and never having any answers, and everyone's saying, oh, you know, I'm going to buy her products. Oh, but I really don't want to, but I have to. Oh, that was the drama that you're being fed until now. So I love it when this sort of stuff happens and reality hits and it confirms everything I've ever said. It ties everything in together neatly, and like a friend has said on here, into a nice pink ribbon bow wrapped around very, very beautifully and presented to the world. This is just an absolute PR failure and collapse. And they always fail. They always fail at legitimacy and legality. Always. Thanks, guys.